This book did not find you by chance, it sought you out when your spirit was prepared. The timeless enigmas in these pages have awaited your readiness to unveil them. Now the cosmos invites you to rouse your path into the secrets of existence begins here. The Secret Book. Introduction. Across the epochs, these revered doctrines have disclosed themselves solely to those whose essences were ready to embrace them. You grasp this volume now because the cosmos has judged you prepared for its age-old insight. Like a lock that materializes exactly when the barrier must be unlocked, these doctrines surface at the instant of your profoundest preparedness. Within these chapters dwell enigmas that have been murmured across lineages transmitted by those who comprehended the authentic essence of existence. These are not simple terms on parchment. They are entrances to alteration, gateways to grasping the very structure of being. You have sensed it, haven't you? That enduring murmur in your essence, that awareness that there must be more to existence than what surfaces. This instinct has directed you here to this instant to these doctrines. The knowledge enclosed herein cannot be compelled or hastened. It will unfold organically like sunrise piercing the horizon, enlightening your comprehension one beam at a time. Through legends of insight, through emblems that converse with your profoundest self, through exercises that rouse latent forces, you will uncover realities that have eternally resided within you. This is not simply a volume about realization. It is an initiation into the enigmas of formation itself. As you traverse these chapters, you will master perceiving beyond the shroud of commonplace existence and acknowledging the unseen fibers that interlace the fabric of your being. The route ahead demands bravery, for once you glimpse these realities, you cannot unperceive them. Your view of existence will alter, and with it your capacity to mold your fate will awaken. This is your summons to enter the enigma, to assert your innate right as an architect of your existence. You have been selected. The voyage commences now. Part 1. The Awakening of the Chosen. Chapter 1. The Murmur of Fate. In a hamlet where time appeared to stream like nectar, young Nadia often strolled along the historic brick barriers that bordered her abode. One fall twilight, as amber foliage twirled in the gloaming, she heard something distinct in the breeze. Not merely the rustle of limbs or the sigh of turf, but a tune that seemed to address directly to her essence. The sound bore no terms yet. Nadia grasped its significance with flawless lucidity. It summoned her toward the woodland trail she had traversed 1,000 times before, but never truly observed until this instant. When the cosmos elects to converse, it seldom employs terms. Instead, it communicates via the tongue of the essence, via inexplicable awarenesses, via persistent ideas that arrive like unanticipated visitors, via coincidences that feel too significant to be happenstance. These divine prompts arise when you have matured to accept them, when your spirit has developed enough to comprehend their importance. The cosmos's choice is not haphazard. It is exactly time to synchronize with your preparedness. Like a bloom that unfurls at precisely the right instant, your rousing occurs when conditions within your awareness have properly synchronized. This choice signifies the commencement of a revered voyage, one that alters the commonplace into the extraordinary. In a far-off realm, there dwelt an artisan named Elias, who expended his days forging exquisite items from metal. Though his labor brought him acclaim, Elias felt a void he couldn't name. One night, while laboring late in his forge, he noted how the moonlight cast silhouettes through his casement, creating designs on his workbench unlike any he had seen before. Night after night, these designs appeared, slowly altering, leading his gaze to different nooks of his forge. Following these silent directors, Elias uncovered new methods, new shapes, new ways of working with metal that he had never envisioned. His creations began to bear a quality that seemed to touch people's essences in unexpected ways. The silhouettes had led him to his true purpose, not merely to forge objects, but to infuse them with spirit. Just as Elias learned to read the language of silhouettes, you too are encircled by signs and emblems meant specifically for you. Those instants when your heart quickens at an unanticipated sight, when a street melody refuses to leave your mind, when a chance meeting feels charged with meaning. These are the cosmos's ways of speaking to you. To begin attuning yourself to these divine messages, create a daily practice of sacred listening. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. For 5 minutes each day, sit in complete silence. Close your eyes and turn your attention inward, as if listening for a distant song. After each session, write down any feelings, images, or intuitive knowledge that arose during your silence. Don't judge or analyze. Simply record these whispers from the cosmos. With time, you'll begin to recognize the unique way the cosmos speaks to you. Chapter 2. The Shroud of Deception. In the thriving bazaar of a historic metropolis, Elias moved through existence in a perpetual haste, his mind obscured by endless dealings and worldly worries. Each day blended into the next, a haze of negotiations and computations. One evening, while searching through old scrolls in his stall's cellar, he stumbled upon a dust-covered manuscript tucked between crumbling partitions. As he unrolled the aged parchment, the insight inscribed within pierced through the shroud of his busy existence. In silence lies the reality. In stillness, all is disclosed. The clamor of the world creates a thick mist around your awareness. Like Elias, you may find yourself caught in the whirlwind of daily life, where urgent matters mask important truths. The cosmos speaks in whispers, yet modern life shouts. Your fears echo loudly. Your doubts create static. Society's expectations drum a constant rhythm that drowns out your inner wisdom. These deceptions, the belief that you must constantly do, rather than be that external success, equals inner fulfillment. That time is your enemy, rather than your teacher, form a barrier between you and your true potential. They are like shrouds, each one distorting your vision of reality, each one convincing you that the surface of life is all there is. In a quiet glen, Nadia tended her orchard with practiced hands. For years she had fought against nature, forcing fruits to grow according to her will. Frustrated when they failed to thrive, one in which she clutched her plans tightly, she sat in defeat among her ruined trees. In that moment of surrender, she noticed for the first time how the sunlight played differently on various branches, how certain fruits naturally grouped together, how the wind carried seeds to perfect spots she had never considered. She realized she had been imposing her limited vision on a system far more intelligent than her own understanding. Nadia's story reflects your own journey like her. Your mind requires constant tending. Negative thoughts require release. Inner wisdom requires space to emerge. The shroud you carry about your worth, your capabilities, your place in the universe, are like Nadia's rigid plans, preventing you from seeing the perfect order that already exists. Take a moment now to examine the beliefs that limit your vision. Write down 5 thoughts that constrain your potential. Perhaps you believe you're not worthy of abundance, or that your dreams are too ambitious, or that you must struggle to succeed. Next to each limiting belief, craft an affirmation that reflects your higher truth. If you wrote, "I never have enough," transform it to "Abundance flows to me naturally." If you penned, "I'm not talented enough," replace it with, "I am constantly growing in my gifts." Practice these affirmations daily, letting them dissolve the shrouds that separate you from your true potential. As you do this, watch how the universe begins to reveal its deeper truths to you, just as it did for Nadia in her orchard. Chapter 3. The First Glimpse. In the heart of an ancient valley where weathered stones held secrets of forgotten ages, Nadia paused her journey, her feet dusty from countless miles. She had led her to a peculiar sight, a stone altar bearing strange markings. The inscription read, "What seeks is also sought. What calls is also calling." For days she pondered these words, until dawn broke one morning, and understanding flooded her consciousness. The riddle wasn't a puzzle to solve, but a mirror reflecting the truth of her own quest. The cosmos speaks in mysteries that unveil themselves precisely when you are prepared to understand them. Each revelation arrives not as a thunderbolt of knowledge, but as a gentle awakening, like the soft light of dawn touching your consciousness. These first glimpses of truth often appear ordinary, a phrase that suddenly carries deeper meaning, a coincidence too perfect to ignore, or a moment when time seems to stand still. Your journey toward understanding begins with recognition. Just as Nadia found meaning in ancient words, you too encounter signs daily. These signs speak directly to your soul, carrying messages that your logical mind may initially resist. Yet it is precisely this resistance that signals the presence of a deeper truth waiting to be discovered. The law of attraction operates not through force, but through resonance. When you begin to notice these subtle signs, you are actually witnessing your own readiness to receive wisdom. The cosmos's messages appear not because you searched for them, but because you have become aligned with their frequency. Elias stood in his marketplace stall, frustrated by dwindling sales and uncertain prospects. 3 doves landed before him, pecking at scattered grain in a distinct pattern. He noticed how they moved in perfect harmony, each bird's movement complementing the others. Later that day, he observed the same pattern in how successful merchants arranged their wares. Following this natural guidance, Elias reorganized his stall, discovering that nature had offered him a solution hidden in plain sight. These moments of synchronicity serve as bridges between the visible and invisible realms. The cosmos constantly reaches out, offering guidance through a tapestry of meaningful coincidences and natural symbols. Your task is not to force meaning where none exists, but to remain open to the subtle language of the cosmos. Begin now to cultivate awareness of these divine messages. Keep a small journal with you throughout the day. When you notice recurring numbers, animal encounters, or any symbol that draws your attention, record it without judgment. Write down not only what you observe, but how it makes you feel, what thoughts arise, and any intuitive insights that surface from this quiet space. This practice of sacred observation will gradually attune you to the cosmos's guidance system. Like learning any language, understanding comes through patient attention and regular practice. Let each symbol be a thread in the greater tapestry of your spiritual journey. As you develop this heightened awareness, you'll begin to recognize patterns emerging from what once seemed like random events. The cosmos speaks in whispers and gentle nudges, in the flight of birds across your path, in the words of a stranger that echo your morning thoughts, in the recurring song that follows you through your day. Trust in the process of unfolding awareness, knowing that each observation strengthens your connection to the divine conversation taking place around you. Chapter 4. The Choice to See. In a sunlit garden, Elias attended to his vines, carefully pruning away dead leaves while preserving the blooming fruits. Each morning he maintained this comfortable routine, finding solace in its predictability. One dawn, as he reached for a particularly thorny branch, he noticed a silver key partially buried beneath his vine bush. The key seemed to pulse with an inner light, beckoning him to unlock something beyond his familiar world. Elias stood frozen, pruning shears in hand, knowing that acknowledging the key would forever change his carefully ordered existence. The moment of choice between comfortable illusion and challenging truth arrives for all who walk the path of awakening. This choice presents itself not as a dramatic crossroads, but as a quiet invitation that whispers to your soul. The cosmos offers these moments with infinite patience, waiting until you are ready to see beyond the veil of familiar patterns. Truth requires courage because it demands that you release what you think you know. Like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, transformation cannot occur while clinging to old forms. This journey from ignorance to wisdom is not a single choice, but a continuous commitment to seeing with new eyes. The law of attraction responds not just to your desires, but to your readiness to receive. When you choose to face truth, even when it challenges your comfortable beliefs, you signal to the cosmos your willingness to grow. This choice activates a power within you that has waited lifetimes to emerge. Nadia stood before her loom, threads trembling in her hand. Years of dismissing her weaving dreams had created a mountain of doubt that now loomed before her. The blank fabric seemed to mock her aspirations, while voices of past critics echoed in her mind. But this time, instead of retreating into familiar patterns, she dipped her shuttle in dye. With each weave, she faced the fear of imperfection, allowing herself to create without demanding mastery. Nadia's story mirrors your own journey, revealing a truth as ancient as creation itself. The strength you seek does not require you to become something different. It asks only that you recognize and align with who you truly are. Take a moment now to craft your declaration of intent. Write these words or ones that resonate more deeply with your spirit, I choose to see truth even when it challenges my beliefs. I embrace the journey of understanding, knowing that each revelation brings me closer to my authentic self. I release the need for comfortable illusions and welcome the light of sacred awareness into every aspect of my life. Today, I declare my readiness to perceive life's deeper meanings and to grow in wisdom. Let these words serve as your compass as you step into the enigma. Chapter 5. The Gatekeeper Test. Along a winding mountain path, Nadia approached an ancient gate carved with symbols that seemed to shift and change as she drew near. Before it stood a figure wrapped in silvery robes, whose eyes held the wisdom of centuries. "What brings you to this threshold?" the gatekeeper asked, his voice carrying both warmth and authority. When Nadia spoke of seeking truth, the gatekeeper smiled knowingly. "Tell me then, what truths do you already hold so dear that you cannot bear to question them?" The question struck Nadia like a bolt of lightning, forcing her to confront the comfortable certainties she had carried all her life. Each belief she held dear suddenly felt heavy, like stones weighing down her progress. The moment of choice between comfortable illusion and challenging truth arrives for all who walk the path of awakening. This choice presents itself not as a dramatic crossroads, but as a quiet invitation that whispers to your soul. The cosmos offers these moments with infinite patience, waiting until you are ready to see beyond the veil of familiar patterns. Truth requires courage because it demands that you release what you think you know. Like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, transformation cannot occur while clinging to old forms. This journey from ignorance to wisdom is not a single choice, but a continuous commitment to seeing with new eyes. The law of attraction responds not just to your desires, but to your readiness to receive. When you choose to face truth even when it challenges your comfortable beliefs, you signal to the cosmos your willingness to grow. This choice activates a power within you that has waited lifetimes to emerge. Elias stood before his forge tools in hand, frozen by the whispers of doubt that had always held him back. "Who am I to create something new?" the voices asked. "What right do I have to step beyond my station?" But this time, instead of retreating into familiar patterns, he chose to examine these thoughts. Where did they come from? Whose voice really spoke these limiting words? Elias's story mirrors your own journey, revealing a truth as ancient as creation itself. The strength you seek does not require you to become something different. It asks only that you recognize and align with who you truly are. Take a moment now to engage in this sacred practice. On a blank page, write down the fears that arise when you contemplate change. What beliefs whisper impossible when you dream of growth? What old stories tell you to remain small? For each fear you identify, ask yourself, is this truth, or is this merely a familiar limitation I've accepted? Let your answers flow without judgment, knowing that awareness itself begins the process of transformation. Your journey mirrors both Nadia's and Elias's experiences. The gates you must pass through are guarded by your own beliefs about what is possible, what you deserve, and who you truly are. These guardians will not be defeated through force but through conscious examination and understanding. Chapter 6. The Path of Shadows. Through the ancient forest of whispering oaks, Elias ventured deeper into shadows that seemed to breathe with age-old wisdom. Each step carried him further from familiar paths, while twisted branches reached overhead like gnarled fingers against the darkening sky. His heart pounded with each unexplained sound, each shifting shadow that danced at the corner of his vision. The darkness you face on your spiritual journey is not meant to frighten you. It exists to teach you. Like Elias in the forest, you must walk through territories that challenge your comfort, for it is in these spaces that the greatest treasures of self-discovery lie waiting. When uncertainty clouds your path, remember that darkness serves as the womb of transformation. It is the space where old beliefs dissolve and new understanding takes root. The shadows you encounter are not your enemies. They are teachers wearing dark robes, offering lessons that light alone cannot provide. Your doubts and fears arise not to stop you, but to show you where healing must occur. Each shadow represents an aspect of yourself calling for attention and integration. When you turn away from these darker elements, you reject parts of yourself that hold keys to your advancement. Nadia stood before her empty loom brushes, trembling in her hand. Years of dismissing her artistic dreams had created a mountain of doubt that now loomed before her. The blank fabric seemed to mock her aspirations, while voices of past critics echoed in her mind. But this time, instead of retreating into familiar patterns, she dipped her shuttle in dye. With each weave, she faced the fear of imperfection, allowing herself to create without demanding mastery. Nadia's story mirrors your own journey, revealing a truth as ancient as creation itself. The strength you seek does not require you to become something different. It asks only that you recognize and align with who you truly are. Take your journal now and write about one fear that holds you back. Describe it not as an insurmountable wall, but as a shadow asking for your attention. Then beneath this description, write one small action you can take tomorrow that moves you through this fear. This step need not be grand, even the smallest movement forward illuminates the path ahead. Remember, the practice of confronting shadows requires not courage without fear, but courage within fear. Like the ancient mystics who ventured into sacred caves carrying only a single flame, you must learn to move forward while acknowledging your trembling heart. The fear itself becomes your teacher, showing you where healing and growth await. Through this sacred practice, layers of illusion fall away, revealing the divine essence that has always existed at your core. As your perception deepens, you'll find yourself naturally attracting experiences that resonate with your newly discovered truth. Chapter 7. The Secret Language of Signs. In the early morning mist, Nadia walked along the ancient trade route, her mind heavy with decisions about which direction to take her caravan. A white feather drifted down, landing softly at her feet. As she bent to examine it, a sequence of numbers caught her eye, carved into a weathered milestone, 2222. The wind whispered through the leaves, creating a melody that seemed to speak directly to her soul. The cosmos speaks in a language older than words. Its messages appear in patterned symbols and synchronicities that dance at the edge of ordinary perception. These signs serve as breadcrumbs on your spiritual path, guiding you toward harmony with universal truth. When you attune yourself to this sacred language, you begin to recognize that nothing is random. The repeated numbers you glimpse, the animals that cross your path, the words that catch your attention, all carry messages meant specifically for you. Like ancient hieroglyphs waiting to be decoded, these symbols hold wisdom for those who learn to read them. Elias stood in his marketplace stall, frustrated by dwindling sales and uncertain prospects. 3 sparrows landed before him, pecking at scattered grain in a distinct pattern. He noticed how they moved in perfect harmony, each bird's movement complementing the others. Later that day, he observed the same pattern in how successful merchants arranged their wares. Following this natural guidance, Elias reorganized his stall, discovering that nature had offered him a solution hidden in plain sight. These moments of synchronicity serve as bridges between the visible and invisible realms. The cosmos constantly reaches out, offering guidance through a tapestry of meaningful coincidences and natural symbols. Your task is not to force meaning where none exists, but to remain open to the subtle language of the cosmos. Begin now to cultivate awareness of these divine messages. Keep a small journal with you throughout the day. When you notice recurring numbers, animal encounters, or any symbol that draws your attention, record it without judgment. Write down not only what you observe, but how it makes you feel, what thoughts arise, and any intuitive insights that surface from this quiet space. This practice of sacred observation will gradually attune you to the cosmos's guidance system. Like learning any language, understanding comes through patient attention and regular practice. Let each symbol be a thread in the greater tapestry of your spiritual journey. As you develop this heightened awareness, you'll begin to recognize patterns emerging from what once seemed like random events. The cosmos speaks in whispers and gentle nudges, in the flight of birds across your path, in the words of a stranger that echo your morning thoughts, in the recurring song that follows you through your day. Trust in the process of unfolding awareness. knowing that each observation strengthens your connection to the divine conversation taking place around you. Chapter 8. The Mirror of Reflection. In the heart of an ancient valley where mountains touched the sky like silent guardians, Elias approached a temple carved from living stone. Its weathered steps, worn smooth by countless pilgrims before him, led to massive doors that seemed to open of their own accord. Inside, golden light filtered through high windows, illuminating an altar where an aged sage stood waiting. "Place your desires here," the sage whispered, gesturing to a simple stone bowl. "The divine awaits your trust." Trust, this most sacred act of faith, forms the foundation of all manifestation. When you release your grip on how and when your desires should materialize, you enter into divine partnership with the cosmos. Like a river, creation flows most powerfully when unimpeded by doubt and control. Your role is not to force outcomes but to harmonize with the natural current of universal wisdom. Each desire you hold is a seed planted in the fertile soil of possibility. Yet it is trust that allows this seed to grow in its perfect season. When you release your timeline and surrender to divine timing, you open yourself to possibilities beyond your limited imagination. Nadia stood before her garden, visualizing the abundant harvest she wished to create. Each morning she tenderly cared for her plants, pouring her love into the soil. But when the season brought different fruits than she had planned, she discovered they were exactly what her heart needed. Through this experience, she learned that clinging too tightly to specific outcomes could blind her from the greater gifts being offered. Nadia's story mirrors your own journey, revealing a truth as ancient as creation itself. The strength you seek does not require you to become something different. It asks only that you recognize and align with who you truly are. Take out your journal and write down your 3 most cherished desires. For each one, examine whether you're holding it with clenched fists or open hands. Now rewrite each desire as an invitation to the cosmos, beginning with, "I open myself to receiving," or "I welcome the perfect manifestation of." Feel the shift as you release attachment while maintaining the pure essence of your desire. Close your eyes and visualize yourself in the dance of creation, moving forward with purpose while remaining gracefully open to divine timing and infinite possibilities. Before we get into the next chapter, you can download a free ebook version of this audiobook using the link in the pinned comment below this video. Chapter 9. The Awakening Dream. One night, Elias lay beneath the stars, his consciousness drifting between worlds. In his dream, he stood before an ancient door covered in symbols that seemed to pulse with living light. As he touched the door, the symbols began to flow like liquid silver, entering his body through his fingertips. In that moment, he understood that he held within himself the power to shape reality. Dreams speak in the language of the soul, carrying messages from the depths of universal wisdom. When you sleep, the veil between conscious and unconscious thins, allowing sacred truths to emerge through symbols and metaphors. Your dreams are not mere flights of fancy. They are doorways to understanding your deepest nature and highest potential. Each dream carries fragments of divine wisdom waiting to be understood. The symbols that appear, whether a door, a bird, or a flowing river, reflect aspects of your inner journey. By learning to interpret these symbols, you access guidance that your conscious mind alone cannot provide. Nadia, a merchant known for her practical nature, once dismissed her dreams as meaningless shadows. One night she dreamed of a silver key floating before her. As she reached for it, the key transformed into a brilliant light that filled her entire being. Upon waking, she felt changed, understanding for the first time that her analytical mind had been limiting her perception of what was possible. This dream awakened her to the reality that her intuition required cultivation. Nadia's journey mirrors your own, revealing a truth as ancient as creation itself. The strength you seek does not require you to become something different. It asks only that you recognize and align with who you truly are. To begin working with your dreams, place a journal and pen beside your bed. Each morning before the dreams fade, record everything you remember. Images, feelings, conversations, and symbols. Don't worry about making sense of them immediately. Simply document these night messages with openness and curiosity. As you practice this ancient art of dream recording, patterns will emerge. Certain symbols may appear repeatedly, offering guidance about your path. Pay special attention to dreams that leave a strong emotional impression or seem particularly vivid. These often carry the most significant messages for your journey. Write down your dreams without judgment or interpretation. Later return to your journal and reflect on the symbols and their possible meanings in your life. Remember that you are the best interpreter of your own dreams, for they speak in a language unique to your soul's understanding. Through this sacred practice, you open yourself to guidance from the deepest parts of your being. Your dreams become a sacred bridge between the seen and unseen worlds, offering wisdom that can illuminate your path and reveal your hidden powers. Like an ancient seer gazing into crystalline waters, you learn to perceive the subtle messages woven through your nighttime visions. Each dream holds the potential to unveil mysteries about your spiritual journey, your relationships, and the divine purpose that calls to your soul. As you cultivate this sacred connection with your inner wisdom, you'll discover that the cosmos speaks to you in ways both profound and personal, waiting only for you to listen with an open heart. Chapter 10. The Gathering of Inner Strength. Elias stood at the edge of a vast canyon, his heart pounding as he gazed at the narrow bridge before him. The ancient wooden plank swayed gently in the wind, suspended by ropes that disappeared into the morning mist. For days he had journeyed through mountains and valleys, following the whispers of truth that led him here. Now facing this crossing, he felt the weight of his doubts pressing against his chest. Within you lies a wellspring of strength that flows from the eternal source of all creation. This power does not come from forcing your will upon the world, but from aligning with the natural flow of universal truth. When you stand in harmony with these deeper currents, you discover a resilience that transcends ordinary courage. True strength emerges when you release the illusion of control and surrender to the wisdom that guides all things. Like a tree that bends with the wind, yet remains firmly rooted, your power comes from flexibility, combined with unwavering trust in the universal order. Nadia, a humble potter, worked for years creating vessels that always fell short of her vision. One day, as she sat at her wheel, she stopped trying to force the clay into shape, and instead allowed her hands to move in harmony with its natural form. In that moment of surrender, she created a piece of such beauty that those who saw it were moved to tears. Through this experience, she understood that true mastery comes not from imposing our will, but from aligning with the inherent nature of things. Nadia's story reflects your own journey, revealing a truth as ancient as creation itself. The strength you seek does not require you to become something different. It asks only that you recognize and align with who you truly are. Like Nadia with her clay, your riches require constant tending. Negative thoughts require release. Inner wisdom requires space to emerge. The shroud you carry about your worth, your capabilities, your place in the universe are like Nadia's rigid plans, preventing you from seeing the perfect order that already exists. Take time now to recall and record these moments of awakening in your life. In your journal, describe 3 instances when understanding dawned with unexpected clarity. What were you doing? How did the realization feel in your body? What truth was revealed? Write about how these insights have influenced your choices and shaped your path. Let the act of recording these memories strengthen your trust in the cosmos's guidance and your ability to recognize it. Part 2. Harnessing the Infinite Code. Chapter 11. The Inner Compass of Intuition. In the coastal town of Lyrian lived a sailor named Elias, whose ship carried treasures across perilous seas. While others relied on charts, Elias inherited an ancient compass, its needle pulsing with strange energy. One stormy night, when instruments failed and clouds hid the stars, Elias felt a pull to sail on. Trusting the compass and his inner whispers, he found a hidden passage emerging unscathed at dawn. His intuition, not mere tools, had guided him. In a southern forest, a deer herd moved through snow led not by paths, but by an inner knowing. Through blizzards they reached a lush valley, their instincts unerring. Your intuition is this compass, a direct line to universal intelligence. It speaks in quiet nudges defying logic. To strengthen this connection, practice intuitive listening daily. In a quiet space, breathe deeply and pose a question to your inner wisdom, without analyzing. Record the first impressions, feelings, images, insights. Practice for 5 minutes at dawn or dusk when the veil between worlds thins. As you trust these messages, your intuition grows clearer, guiding you toward your highest path. Chapter 12. The Energy of Focus and Flow. In a mountain village, a potter named Amina worked at her wheel each dawn. Unlike others who multitasked, she poured her entire being into each vessel. As her hands shaped the clay, the world faded, and the clay seemed to respond to her thoughts. Her pots, flawless, drew travelers from afar. When asked her secret, Amina said, "The clay knows its form. I listen with my hands." In a nearby valley, a stream carved through rock drop by drop, never questioning its path. Its singular focus reshaped the mountain. Focused attention taps the creative force that molds reality. In this state, resistance dissolves and desires materialize with ease. Create a daily practice of focused visualization. In a quiet space, close your eyes and see your goal with vivid clarity, every detail sharp, every emotion real. Feel the joy of its fulfillment. Hold this focus for 10 minutes, letting other thoughts pass like clouds. This practice forges a channel between your consciousness and the infinite, drawing your desires into being with the certainty of Amina's hands or the stream's persistent flow. Chapter 13. The Alchemy of Forgiveness. In a verdant valley, a farmer named Soren tended fields choked by thorny vines. No matter how he cut them back, they grew stronger. One dawn, an elder appeared at his gate. "These thorns spring from your heart's bitterness," she said, pointing to his chest. Soren began pulling each thorn, releasing a corresponding grudge. As he freed his heart, his fields bloomed, mirroring his inner liberation. In the highlands, a mountain released its snow each spring, letting go of winter's weight to awaken new life. Forgiveness is a universal law as vital as light. Holding grudges creates energetic blockages, choking abundance. Releasing them frees your spirit. Write a letter to someone who caused pain, even yourself. Pour out every emotion: anger, grief, disappointment. Let the words flow until you feel unburdened. Then, in a ritual release, the letter, burn it, bury it, or dissolve it in water. As you do, say, "I release this burden from my heart. I choose freedom. I choose peace." Feel the lightness as bonds dissolve, creating space for blessings to enter. Chapter 14. The Sacred Power of Faith. In a harsh winter, a villager named Lila ventured into her snow-covered garden, planting seeds in frozen earth. Villagers warned, "The ground is too cold. Nothing will grow." Yet Lila trusted, knowing life stirred beneath. Come spring, her garden bloomed vibrantly. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the manifest. Like Lila's seeds, your desires gestate in darkness before emerging. In a desert temple, a blind poet named Taran wrote verses of stunning clarity. "I see with my heart," he said, "which perceives beyond physical eyes." Your faith shapes reality before circumstances align. Choose an area where doubt lingers. Write an affirmation of trust. "I trust the universe's perfect timing. My good comes in ways seen and unseen." Speak it daily, letting it sink into your consciousness. Like Lila's seeds or Taran's verses, your faith paints the masterpiece of your life, trusting in the unseen forces weaving your desires into form. Chapter 15. The Mystery of Divine Timing. In a hilltop village, a baker named Nora kneaded dough before dawn, knowing the magic lay in waiting. Her bread, exquisite, rose in its own time, guided by unseen forces. Like Nora's dough, your desires unfold according to divine timing. In a meadow, a single bud lingered closed while others bloomed. Its gardener trusted its moment would come. When sunlight and rain aligned, it opened, surpassing all others in beauty. The universe orchestrates with precision, aligning elements for your good. Your role is to plant intentions and trust their season. In a quiet moment, visualize a desire as a seed in fertile soil. See it blooming in perfect timing, trusting its unfolding. Say, "The universe's timing is perfect. My desires manifest when all aligns." Carry this trust, knowing your good arrives precisely when it serves your highest evolution. Chapter 16. The Language of Symbols. In ancient highlands, a wanderer named Kyle followed star patterns that guided him to hidden springs and safe paths. These weren't common constellations, but signs speaking to his soul. You too can read the universe's symbols, recurring numbers, animals' dreams. In a valley, a herder named Lila followed cloud formations to find her lost flock, guided by celestial signs. The universe communicates through symbols, bridging your mind to infinite wisdom. For 7 days, carry a notebook to record signs, numbers, encounters, patterns. Note their context and feelings. Each evening, reflect on their messages. Resist immediate interpretation. Let patterns emerge naturally. Like Kyle's stars or Lila's clouds, your symbols will reveal their truth, guiding you through the universe's subtle language. Chapter 17. The Vision Beyond the Eyes. In a hill village, a blind sculptor named Soren crafted works of breathtaking beauty. His fingers followed visions in his heart, not his eyes. "I see more clearly now," he said, "with the sight of my soul." You too shape reality through inner vision. In the same village, a painter named Amina captured the unseen dance of light on canvas, closing her eyes to feel its essence. Visualization is a creative act, imprinting reality into the quantum field. In a quiet space, close your eyes and build your desired reality with vivid detail, textures, sounds, emotions. Feel the joy of its fulfillment. Hold this vision for 10 minutes, feeling it draw your desires closer. Like Soren's sculptures or Amina's paintings, your inner sight shapes the world, transcending physical limits. Chapter 18. Manifestation through stillness. In a mountain monastery, a monk named Taran meditated at the heart of a storm, finding a hidden chest of ancient texts in perfect calm. Stillness reveals the universe's treasures. A lake in a valley disturbed by winds became a mirror of the cosmos when still. Your mind, when quiet, reflects universal wisdom. In stillness, desires flow naturally. Begin each day with 5 minutes of silent meditation. Let thoughts pass like clouds, resting in the space between. Trust that this calm aligns you with infinite intelligence, guiding your desires to manifestation. Like Taran's calm or the lake's mirror, your stillness is the foundation for inspired action. Chapter 19. The Magnetic Pull of Joy. In a forest village, a girl named Lila's laughter drew butterflies, deer, and birds. Her joy was a magnetic force attracting life. In a city, a violinist named Soren played for pure delight, drawing crowds who danced and smiled. Joy is the universe's highest vibration, attracting abundance. When you align with joy, you become a beacon for your desires. Each day, choose one joyful activity: dancing, painting, walking in nature. Be fully present, feeling joy flow through you. Know this energy magnetizes more reasons for happiness, drawing abundance. Chapter 20. Overcoming resistance. In an ancient realm, a warrior named Nora faced 3 shadowy guardians at a temple gate. Doubt past failures, future fears. Striking them only made them stronger. By facing them with presence, they dissolved. Your fears, procrastination, self-doubt are guardians, not obstacles. In a valley, a river flowed around boulders, carving a canyon over time. Meet resistance with steady presence. Identify one fear blocking your desires. Visualize walking through it, watching it dissolve into light. Take one small step forward today, knowing each movement through resistance strengthens your connection to infinite possibility. Part 3. Becoming the Cosmic Key. Chapter 21. The flow of abundance. In a desert land, a wanderer named Terran found a spring that never diminished, offering water to all. Abundance flows eternally, requiring only openness to receive. In a forest, an ancient tree bore fruit endlessly, never counting its gifts. Abundance is a flow, not a quantity. When you align with this stream, you tap infinite possibilities. Write 3 examples of abundance in your life. Air ideas. Love. Each day, thank these manifestations, feeling your connection to the infinite stream deepen. Like the spring or tree, your capacity to receive knows no bounds. Chapter 22. Awakening the Inner Divine. In a marble temple, a sculptor named Lila saw divine forms within rough stone. Her chisel revealed what was already there. You too hold divine essence. In a night sky, a star named Amina shone brighter when it guided lost travelers, realizing its purpose. Your light, though one among many, transforms lives. Stand before a mirror, affirming, I am one with the divine that creates worlds. Visualize light from your heart filling you with radiance. You are not separate from the divine, but its expression, illuminating paths for yourself and others. Chapter 23. The Art of Conscious Creation. In a sunlit studio, a weaver named Soren chose threads with care, knowing each shaped her tapestry. You weave your reality through every thought and action. In a valley, a gardener named Terran nurtured plants with love, creating a paradise. Your choices shape your life's design. Choose one intention and write it clearly. Identify 3 actions aligning with it today. Each choice, like Soren's threads or Terran's plants, adds to your masterpiece, manifesting your vision with conscious intent. Chapter 24. Anchoring your infinite vision. On a cliff, a lighthouse stood its keeper, Nora, ensuring its beam never wavered. Ships relied on its steady light. Your vision, like this beacon, must remain constant. A sculptor named Elias patiently shaped marble, revealing forms within. Your desires take shape through sustained focus. Create a vision board with images and words of your desires. Place it where you'll see it daily, letting it anchor your focus. Feel the emotion of your vision as if realized, guiding your desires into reality. Chapter 25. Creating through love. In a valley, a healer named Amina's touch revived plants and souls, flowing from pure love. Her presence alone began healing. Love is the universe's highest frequency, dissolving barriers. A sunbeam transformed barren soil into a meadow by shining without judgment. Begin each day by offering love, a compliment, a kind act, silent blessings. Feel your vibration expand, attracting desires effortlessly. Like Amina's touch or the sunbeam's light, your love creates a flow that manifests your highest good. Chapter 26. The Balance of Being and Doing. In a monastery, an archer named Terran hit every mark by balancing stillness with action. Before shooting, he aligned with the target in calm. Your desires manifest through this balance. A river alternated between forceful flow and quiet pools, carving its path. Begin each morning with 5 minutes of stillness, aligning your energy. Then take one action toward your goal, carrying this calm. Record both in a journal, noting how this rhythm shapes your manifestations. Chapter 27. Breaking free from limitation. In a valley, a golden bird lived in an unlocked cage, believing it was trapped. One day, it stepped through the open door, soaring free. Your limitations are often beliefs. A stream carved through boulders, never doubting its path. Identify one limiting belief and write an empowering affirmation. I am free to create beyond my fears. Speak it daily, feeling it dissolve barriers. Like the bird's wings or the stream's flow, your new belief opens the sky of possibility. Chapter 28. The Symphony of Co-Creation. In a grand hall, an orchestra led by Soren played in harmony, each instrument aligning with the universal rhythm. You are part of this cosmic symphony. Bees built perfect hives through collective attunement. Align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires. In a quiet space, visualize a resistant area of life. Ask, how can I harmonize with the divine flow? Write 3 ways to adjust your energy and take 1 step daily. Trust the universe orchestrates in perfect timing. Chapter 29. Becoming the Cosmic Key. A seeker named Lila searched for the cosmic key only to see it in her reflection in a still pool. The key was within her. The divine flame shared with others grew stronger. Your manifestations amplify as you embody these laws. Write a declaration. I am the cosmic key creating with infinite power. Read it daily, feeling its truth. You are not learning but living the infinite code aligning with the universe's creative force. Chapter 30. Your reality, your masterpiece. In a timeless valley, an artist named Taryn painted a hidden masterpiece inspired by the universe's whispers. Your life is this canvas, each thought a brushstroke. A gardener named Lila transformed barren land into a sanctuary with love. Choose one day to reflect on your choices. Thoughts, emotions, actions. Write how they shaped your reality. Visualize your life as a masterpiece unfolding each moment a chance to create with divine intent. Conclusion. As you close these sacred pages, know that you have not merely read words. You have awakened to a truth that has always resided within you. The secret now flows through your veins, whispers in your thoughts, and shapes the reality you create with each breath. This knowledge cannot be unlearned, for it has become part of your very essence, transforming how you move through the world. Each revelation opens the door to deeper understanding. Each mastered lesson reveals new horizons to explore. The cosmos operates through perfect balance, the dance between desire and detachment. While clear intention draws truth toward you, attachment to specific outcomes creates resistance that blocks its natural flow. Like water, wisdom moves freely when unobstructed by the debris of desperate grasping. Your relationship with wisdom must mirror the rhythm of breath, drawing in with purpose while releasing with trust. This balance activates the law of detachment, where your desires become seeds planted in fertile soil, free to grow in their own divine timing. The ultimate secret lies not in acquiring wisdom, but in remembering what your soul has always known. You are not a fragment seeking wholeness, but the wholeness itself expressing through form. Every breath you take is the cosmos breathing through you. Every heartbeat echoes the cosmic pulse that moves through all creation. When you truly grasp this truth, manifestation no longer feels like reaching for something outside yourself. It becomes a natural expression of your divine nature. You're not attracting from without, but awakening what already exists within. This understanding transforms everything: your relationships, your work, your very experience of being alive. In a distant temple, Elias stood before an ancient mirror. As he gazed at his reflection, the glass seemed to dissolve, revealing not his physical form, but pure light extending infinitely in all directions. In that moment, he saw that his body, thoughts, and desires were waves in an infinite ocean of consciousness. His seeking had not been in finding something new, but in recognizing what had always been. I searched the world for treasure, he whispered, only to discover I am the treasure itself. This revelation awaits within you, eternal and unchanging. Your separation from the cosmos is the grandest illusion, a dream from which you are now awakening. Like waves rising from and returning to the ocean, you have never truly been apart from the infinite source. As you embrace this truth, you step into the full power of your divine nature, recognizing that you are both the dreamer and the dream itself. The veil of separation dissolves, revealing the luminous reality that has always been your essence. If you enjoyed this audiobook, I created a free ebook version for you. You can download it using the link in the pinned comment.